What's going on, you guys? Salute to everybody in the building. This early morning live stream. We gonna talk about a few things before we get this day going. Make sure you hit that like button as you come on in. If you hear some background noise, because there's heater going, it's freezing outside today. It's probably cold across the United States, and it's most particularly cold in the Midwest. But salute to everybody in the building. Hit that like button. Come on in, man. We gotta talk about a few things. Salute to everybody in the building early this morning. Yeah, Tank calling Bud a raccoon, man. Yeah. Now, I believe he deleted the tweet. I believe he deleted that tweet since posting it. But yeah, Tank was feeling some type of way about that interview on Cigar Talk. Salute to Cigar Talk for the excellent interview. What's up, Dragon Leg? I see you in the building. Very cold in Indiana. Absolutely, bro. It's freezing out here today. So cold they canceled school. Now I remember back when I was younger in school, they didn't cancel school because of things like just cold. But now, times have gotten a lot softer since then. They stay home when the wind blows too hard. So, but Tank Davis, man, we gonna talk about some of the things that Terence Crawford said in his interview. It was a lot in the interview. He talked about Errol Spence fight, of course, right? He talked about the Spence fight and the things leading up into that. And he talked about Canelo Alvarez, it being a high risk, high reward type of fight. And of course, he talked about Tank Davis and amongst some other things. Really good interview from Naji on Cigar Talk with Terence Crawford. Be sure to check it out if you haven't already. He talked about Trey Songz too, how that altercation went down. That was about 2 years ago now when we talked about it. But that got brought up and how that went down. And really good interview. You said in Miami is actually perfect. Nice, cool weather, of course. Miami's one of the hot spots. One of the places to be. But Tank Davis, man, he didn't like that interview that he saw from Naja. He calling people raccoons, and he like to call people. I ain't gonna say the word, but he like to call people meat eaters and stuff like that. And um, I don't know, man. Tank Davis, bro. People questioning, they questioning you, bro. I think boxing itself, the fans and some of his peers is putting pressure on him. Everybody's saying some of the same things. Like he ain't fought nobody. He will never, never do this, right? But before we even talk about that, Crawford gets asked about Canelo Alvarez, saying that it's a high risk, high reward type of fight. Um, and this is what makes fighters great, right? Taking chances, taking risks. This is a huge risk for Terence Crawford, but he's definitely up for the challenge.
Fighters will want because it's a high risk, high reward type of fight.
That's a fact.
You put yourself out there. You roll the dice. You come out on top. Look at everything that's gonna happen after that. You one of the top 5 fighters in the world ever. Probably.
That's what I was gonna ask you. Where you rank it? Because I put that on Twitter. I said if you beat Canelo, I put you in my top 5 ever. Because that's a crazy. Would you rank it that top 5?
I would definitely rank it top 5, just off the strength that I'm really moving up 3 weight classes.
Because you just got the 54, so it's big.
I'm really, in all reality, I'm moving up 3 weight classes. But we can say I'm moving up 2 weight classes, fighting arguably one of the best Mexicans to ever.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
If not one, number 2.
And his weight, no rehydration clause, no nothing. You just fighting him at his best.
Yeah.
You're not putting no stipulations in it. It's mano against mano. You make weight on Friday, I'll make weight on Friday. We fight on Saturday. It's simple.
Right. It's crazy. That's crazy. I know when I said it on Twitter, it went viral when I said the top 5 thing. A lot of people agreed. A lot of people disagreed. Tank said I was a meat lover. He came in like, oh, this guy, you a meat lover.
But Tank would never even think about hesitating to come up to 154.
All right, what about 47 though?
Yes, if he get to pick his opponent. If Tank get to pick his opponent, he would do it. But Tank would never come from 35 to 54.
He said Tank will never come to 135 to 54. You got the audacity to call Neji. I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right, but I'm just calling him Neji. Um, a meat lover for saying if Crawford beats Canelo, he'll be a top five all time great fighter. I think most boxing fans, hardcore fans, would agree, right? Unless they some bona fide hater. If you look at it objectively, you got to put Crawford at the very least in the top 10 of all time greats if he beats Canelo. Most people probably have him in the top five, if depending on how that fight plays out. But Tank Davis calls old boy a meat lover for stating the obvious, right? I mean, come on, you got to give a guy credit. Excuse me. You got to give a guy credit when he's doing great things. You got to give a guy credit when he's taking a high risk, high reward type of situations. So why wouldn't he get put amongst the top five all time greats? Tank called him me level. But guess what? Tank Davis himself will never do such things, right? He just won't do it. Now I seen an interview where Tank said that um, what was it? What was it? I'm paraphrasing. He said something. It was on that more recent interview. What did he say? He said he had the old boy asked him about the disrespect and stuff like that, right? And of course, he said that Tiafimo, he's not fighting Tiafimo because Tiafimo, and I salute him for that part. He's not fighting Tiafimo either because he's being really like disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Racist. But Tank said that he basically he'll be helping a fighter out if he fought a fighter 5 times more than they'll be helping him out. And sometimes a guy can kind of talk himself out of an opportunity to face him. But he said if he retires and if things look in a certain way, then he'll come back and all this. Look, man, why are you even talking about retiring? There's still a lot of things for Tank Davis to do. There's a lot of things a lot of questions that needs to be answered from Gervonta Tank Davis that fans are looking for answers for. You know what I'm saying? You got you got a lot of talented, popular fighters that you can make a big fight with. Guess what? You talking about retiring, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got the audacity to bash Bud Crawford when Bud Crawford's actually doing great things in the sport of boxing. In the grand scheme of things, moving up in weight, beating all the opposition, doing it in spectacular fashion, and he's been consistently doing it for some years now. You know what I'm saying? But when we look at Tank, there's like this, well, nah, I got to put a clause on this guy. I got to put a clause on that guy. Why should I fight him? You know, and all this other stuff, right? But he's using his star power as a, I guess you could say, as a way to kind of protect him from, how do I want to word it? I guess it's a way to kind of protect him for what fans really want to see him do. Because despite Tank Davis being a really popular fighter, there's still a lot of questions that should be answered. You know, he's put on pound for pound list almost by default. But what has he done to really truly show that he's a pound for pound caliber fighter? I think Tank Davis has pound for pound skills, but you got to go out there and kind of show it too. And fighting Lamont Roach, you know what I'm saying? A guy that's in a smaller weight class to come up and see you, bro, that's not really it. You know what I'm saying? That's just not really it. Salute to everybody in the building, man. Hit that like button. Come on in. Salute to Hello Ninja for the cash super chat. He says, why do Tank fans have to prove Bud wrong? Dodge most of the best at 130 and avoided all the elite at 135. Exactly. No more cherries to pick. Nah, it's not, bro. There's no more cherries to pick. Um, and this is why he's saying things like retirement. Right when it gets hot, he's ready to get up out of there, bro. And Crawford said the same thing, man. Yeah, I've been saying it. Tank ain't really like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like real recognize real, dude. And you ain't got to be all upfront about it or nothing, but you can kind of see how a dude moves to tell what kind of type of man dude is. And if you in a tough sport like boxing, um, I kind of not everybody's going to be the same, but when you a guy that's considered like the best, and you come out and you say this and you say you got all these skills, well, I expect you to have that same attitude as well, as far as going out there and actually showing people. See, Crawford is a guy who he'll tell you he don't speak too much about his skills, but he'll rather just go out and show you if given the opportunity. And Crawford has been showing us this for a long time now. But for Tank, it's not necessarily the same. There's still a lot of questions that need to be answered. There's no reason why boxing fans should still be calling you a 30-year-old prospect, bro. That's disrespectful. Why are fans calling you that? Because fans ain't really seen you fight nobody that they feel that was truly a challenge for you. And speaking of Devin, real quick, Bill Haney is the one that actually steered Crawford towards the Canelo fight. I'm not sure if you guys saw that clip, but Bill Haney is the reason why Crawford is actually pursuing the Canelo fight in the first place. He said, "Nah, Spence ain't your fight. Canelo's your fight. Go for Canelo." So Bill Haney is the reason why Crawford is even going for the Canelo fight, and Bill Haney believes that Crawford could beat Canelo. So that's just something I'm gonna add into the video. Yeah, Bill Haney real style. That's why I always been questioning like why fans hate Bill Haney so much. Like I always rock with Bill Haney. He reminds me of like a LeVar Ball of boxing almost. How could you hate a dude like that, bro? Who's go stand? Of course he go stand 10 toes down for his son. That's what he's supposed to do. It'd be crazy if he didn't. I think Bill Haney is good for boxing. He's good for his son as well. Bill Haney's a good dude. I definitely don't understand the hate for the Haneys. 1 second, you guys. Yeah, hit that like button for your boy, guys. It might be loud for a second. 1 second. Yeah, Tank Davis. You said he's hating on Devin, hating on Devin having a daddy. Yeah, I noticed a lot of those dudes seem to hate Devin because he got his father in his life. Um, I think that's pretty crazy. They should be saluting and applauding the Haneys for, just Bill Haney doing exactly what a father's supposed to do. Period. Talking about Dev had Bill pushing to boxing. And look what he's doing now. You know what I'm saying? At less than 25 years old, Devin Haney is very well off because of his father pushing him, because his father was in his life. You know what I'm saying? He probably didn't have to work as hard as some of the other guys. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because his father was in his life. Yeah, they don't, for whatever reason, they just seem to take a lot of shots at Devin. And that's kind of the only thing they could say is that he's kind of like a spoon-fed kid. But let's be real. You know what I'm saying? Us as men, we go make sure, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we go let them live and go through certain things. But at the end of the day, you don't want your offspring to have a harder life than what you had. Like, come on, man. That don't even make sense. You went through the struggles and the tough stuff just so your kids and your offspring won't have to. Like, come on, man. That's just common sense shit, bro. Some of these dudes just be saying some crazy, crazy stuff on the internet. Devin Haney, Devin Haney did more than Tank did in a shorter period of time, and he fought Lomachenko. Come on, man. What are we even talking about? Tank Davis is fighting a featherweight, and I don't even want to say that disrespectfully towards Lamont Roach, because Lamont Roach seems to be pretty upset that people are overlooking him. But come on, man, you're not even fighting a dude in your weight class, and you're the champion. Like, get out of here, bro. Salute to D Lucky for the super chat. He says, Tank isn't going to do anything that puts him in a 50-50 situation. He's too insecure to openly put himself in a somewhat vulnerable position. Facts. We heard what he said, man. What'd he say? Oh, that's his boy over there, and I have to get the knockout to win. He's a bigger fighter. Like, bro, like we sat here and heard dude on camera say some somewhat questionable things. Now, it may be in real, but like, if you really that bad of a dude, like he come off, right? He come off like he's the baddest dude in boxing. The baddest dude in boxing don't say shit like that. The baddest dude in boxing, in my opinion, speaks more like a guy like Crawford, more like a guy like Keyshawn, more particularly like Crawford. You know what I'm saying? I take them how they come, fight straight up, no clauses. I make weight, you make weight, we show up, you know what I'm saying? Like straight up, like a straight shooter. Ain't no, oh, I need him to, he can't have a fight before this date, and he can't come in over this amount of weight, and he can't eat the night before the fight. You can't eat, and all this stuff, bro. Like, nah, man. Like, come on, man. See, Tank fans is absent right now, but they'll be back later. They'll be here in the comment section to take subliminal shots, but they can't say too much because Tank, it ain't looking good for him right now. Now, of course, when he fights Lamont, and if he puts up a great performance, you know, that'll be shadowed by recency bias. But all right, what's next? Let's say he gets through Lamont. What's next, bro? You the champion at 135, one of the glamour divisions in boxing. You got Shakur, you got Loma, you got Keyshawn. What you gonna do, bro? You know what I'm saying? You the fighter in boxing that can fight anybody and make a big fight, right? Okay, then let's do it. Oh, nah, I don't want to get these dudes. I understand Teofimo Lopez. He's blackballed. But everybody else is like, what's up with it, man? Go fight Keyshawn. Go fight Shakur. You know what I'm saying? Go do some stuff like that, bro. Nah, he ain't gonna do it, bro. He talking about retiring with Al Heyman. Yeah, they gave him that WBA belt so he could actually like do something with it. Tank, remember in the past, he was never one that was like, nah, I don't want no belts. And, you know, he was known as the Reggie belt champion, but now he has an official title. There was, I guess you could say, emailed to him. But he's not gonna defend it against none of the mandatories in his weight class. He's not gonna, you know, unify in his weight class. He's not gonna do none of that stuff, bro. And I'm only saying that because history has shown us that he's not gonna do what we kind of expect him to do. You know what I'm saying? Tank go do whatever he wants to do. He go pick and choose who he wants to fight. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna just fight like, you know, he's not like Crawford where, okay, who is a guy that nobody thinks I can win, who's a high risk, high reward fight that'll solidify myself? Who could I fight? Tank Davis ain't gonna do that. He ain't gonna do that at all, bro. It's gonna be some weird pseudo negotiations with one of these guys to where they like, nah. Because ever since Turk Al-Sheikh came on the scene, a lot of fights, it seems like it's super easy to get made now. But when it comes to dealing with those dudes over there on that side, that's still over there on that side, it's like, all right, man. We got to jump through hoops and hurdles, and we still got to do all this shit because this dude want to be a diva. Saying that he got all the skills, nobody in boxing in the ring on TV fighting got more skills than him. Okay, then let's see you fight somebody else that with a lot of skills. Somebody like a Shakur Stevenson. Of course, we got to see how Shakur looks his next fight. But how about you show us something like that, bro? So you can shut up all the haters, shut up all the doubters. That's another thing I like about Terence Crawford. He looks for ways to shut up all the critics. You know what I'm saying? He just don't go into hiding. You know, he look for ways to shut up the critics. Okay, they said Spence was this and that. Okay, well, who was another guy? Well, they can't have no excuses if I beat him. Canelo Alvarez, they can't say nothing. I mean, they'll find something, but really they can't say much if I beat Canelo Alvarez. Tank Davis ain't gonna look at 47 or 54 and be like, who could I beat there that's really credible that, nah, he ain't gonna do none of that, bro. You said if he like to fight 130, yeah, I know, right? Why don't he go down to 130? I don't know, man. I don't know. I have no idea why Tank don't want to show the word that he's great.
Fighters will want, because it's a high risk, high reward type of fight.
That's a fact.
You know, you put yourself out there. You know, you roll the dice. You come out on top. Look at everything that's gonna happen after that. You one of the top 5 fighters in the world ever. Probably.
That's what I was gonna ask you. Where you rank it? Because I put that on Twitter. I said if you beat Canelo, I put you in my top 5 ever. Because that's a crazy. Would you rank it that top 5?
I would definitely rank it top 5, just off the strength that I'm really moving up 3 weight classes.
You know, because you just got the 54, so it's big.
I'm really, in all reality, I'm moving up 3 weight classes. But we can say I'm moving up 2 weight classes, fighting arguably one of the best Mexicans to ever.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
If not one, number 2.
You know, and his weight, no rehydration clause, no nothing. You just fighting him at his best.
Yeah.
You know, you're not putting no stipulations in it. It's mano against mano. You make weight on Friday, I'll make weight on Friday. We fight on Saturday. It's simple.
Right. That's crazy. That's
crazy.
I know when I said it on Twitter, it went viral when I said the top 5 thing. A lot of people agreed. A lot of people disagreed. Tank said I was a meat lover. He came in like, oh, this guy, you a meat lover.
But Tank would never even think about hesitating to come up to 154.
All right, what about 47 though?
Yes, if he get to pick his opponent. If Tank get to pick his opponent, he would do it. But Tank would never come from 35 to 54.
I mean, come on, man. That has to have you feeling some type of way if you Tank Davis, honestly. Honestly. I mean, if a guy like Crawford, who's regarded pretty much the leader of this generation, right? One of the kings of pound for pound kings, one of the leaders of this generation in boxing, one of the fighters that a lot of his peers actually look up to. When he comes out and says something like that, he got to be feeling some type of way about it. All right, man, I'm going to have to show Terence then. You know what I'm saying? Is he that type of guy that's going to be like, all right, Terence, all right, since you talking shit like I ain't going to do nothing, all right, I'm going to show you. Nah, he ain't going to do it, bro. I don't think he going to do it. Tank fans, is he going to do it? Is he going to go up to 47 and, fight a boots in this or something? Or? Nah, he ain't going to do it. Is he even going to go to 40 and fight a Richardson Hitchison? You know what I'm saying? Or somebody like that. Nah, he ain't going to do it, bro. He ain't going to do it at all. He going to keep pushing the narrative that belts don't matter. Cowards like Ryan Garcia is going to do the same. They just going to keep pushing that narrative. Like belts don't matter. Actually, it does matter. It shows you who's the best. Even Canelo knows this. Despite Canelo's fame and popularity and the much money he makes from fights, guess what Canelo always has? Guess what Canelo always has, bro? The belts. Canelo always got some type of belts, no matter what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? No matter what he's doing. Okay, I'm the cash cow, but I gotta look the part too. I gotta have all these damn belts too. And however Canelo went and did it, he did it. He got the belts. Tank Davis ain't like that, bro. He's not about to go to 35 and say I'm collecting all these belts and then I'm getting up out of here. You know what I'm saying? To solidify myself real quick, to cement my legacy in the sport, not just making money, because the money, people ain't gonna remember you for that per se. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, they're gonna remember the things you've done in the fights that you partaked in, the big fights. That's what the fans were really gonna remember. The great fights, the big moments, not how much money you got in your bank account, bro. That's your business. You know what I'm saying? Is he gonna do something like that? Nah, man. He ain't gonna go to 135. He ain't gonna stay at 35 and say, you know what, I'm about to take out Loma, Shakur, and Keyshawn and get up out of here. He ain't gonna do none of that stuff, bro. I would like him to, and I would like for him to prove me wrong. But if history has shown us anything, nah, that's not how Tank Davis moves. And we need to get rid of all the cowardice in boxing. You know what I'm saying? Guys like Turk Al-Sheikh, some guys don't like Turkey. But what Turkey does is remove the cowardice out of boxing. It shows us who's the real fighters. And everybody has proven to me that a lot of the time over the years money was the issue. Money was the issue for a lot of guys. Now that Turkey came on the scene, money is not necessarily an issue like that anymore. And now we're seeing a lot of these crazy ass matchups, like this card we got coming up this weekend. We're seeing a lot of these crazy fights and these crazy cards because Turk Al-Sheikh came on the scene. You said you hear Tank fans talk down on Canelo. Nah, Canelo, you can't. They can't say nothing about Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Because despite my criticism of Canelo, Canelo did his fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? And one thing, like I said, one thing Canelo always do, these dudes try to say belts don't matter. Actually, they fucking do. Because even a guy like Canelo, who don't even need belts, Canelo don't even need belts. He got him anyway. Guess what Floyd Mayweather did? The cash cow, the Mr. Pay-Per-View, TBE, right? Guess what he always had? He always had belts. When he came out, he had some type of belt, and then his group had all his belts. When you got them belts, that make you look like the man. It make you look like the man, the champion, the guy to beat. You know what I'm saying? But you got these new age, some of these new younger fighters, like, oh, belts don't matter. Yeah, that's because they don't want to fight everybody. That's why. Because they don't want to fight the tough fights. They want to just make a lot of money and kind of skate through, coast through, without putting in none of the real hard work. That's what that means. Yeah, Tank could have fought Gary, Tevin, Loma, Devin, Shakur, T.O. He could have fought all these dudes. At least one of them. He ain't fight none of them. He ain't fight none of them. And a part of me still question, did he only fight Frank Martin because Frank Martin was on a threshold of 35? You know what I'm saying? Because he knew Frank Martin was on a threshold. Like, yeah, this is probably his last good weight cut. He ain't got too much left in him at 35. Let me go ahead and get him now before he move on up. Same thing he did with Barrios. And then we hear rumors that he put a fucking rehydration clause on Pedraza. I didn't even know nothing about that, bro. This was back in the day. You know what I'm saying? This was back in the day. You put a clause on Pedraza, bro? Stop playing with me, dog. That can't be true. This is what Keyshawn said. That Tank put a clause on fucking Pedraza. Like, why would you did that? Like, I don't know, man. To me, it sounds like there's a lot of handicapping fighters. It sounds to me like if he can't have it his way, you won't get the fight with him. I mean, we saw what happened with Ryan. Y'all know I cannot stand Ryan Garcia. But at that particular time, that was a lot of shit he was doing to that dude in order for that dude to get a chance to fight him, bro. He couldn't eat. He couldn't drink nothing. He couldn't have a fight in between. None of that. He had a mole in the camp. They did a lot of shit. They did a lot of shit just to make sure things went in his favor, bro. Not just straight up, bro. I'm the dude that's straight up, man. Because if there was a scenario where you had none of those things, no, nothing, what you go do then? When you out there just you, what you go do? We ain't got no clauses or no security or no assistance. When it's just you, what you go do? You go run? You go get up out of there? Or you go stand your ground? I mean, I got a lot of questions for Tank. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of questions. I don't get the whole gangster fake, like that persona that I see right through it. I see right through it. There is no way you that gangster and you that good at what you do in boxing, bro. There's just no way. You can't just do both. You just can't. You gonna have to, at a certain point in your life, you have to lean towards one more than the other. He leaned more towards boxing. So he ain't this, he just got the look of this rapper, street dude, and he's from Baltimore. But like Bud said, and like I said, even before we heard Bud say it, he ain't really like, I seen instances where it leads me to believe that he ain't really like that. That if shit got really rough, he getting up out of there. He's getting up out of there, bro. He's a bigger fighter. You know, and all this shit, and the whole AB situation with the Charlos, how he left AB hanging. Like, I seen all this stuff. To me, that shows a lot about your character. So if there was no lights and cameras, there was no security, and you was in the same vicinity as Crawford, would you have that same energy that you have on social media? With a guy like Terence Crawford, who we know ain't playing no fucking games. He ain't no bully or no shit, but he definitely ain't playing no games. You know what I'm saying? Would you still have that same energy, or would you get up out of there like you did on AB that day when Charlos was pressing y'all? You know what I'm saying? Or would you get up out of there like that accident that you got into with that woman? That right there said a lot to me too. Like, you just dipped out, bro. You should have stood your ground and took that accountability like a man, and handled that situation, bro. I fucked up. I got to own up to it. I'm not gonna run from it. That's what a real man do. You know what I'm saying? Especially in a situation like that, you didn't even have to run from nothing. You know what I'm saying? But you ran because, like, it's, to me, that's scary dude vibes. And this is why I say he's not the guy you can just call. Like, he's not the Kumite fighter. Like, he's not fighting no 87 blood sport, bro. He's not doing it. He will not answer that phone. He won't answer the phone, bro. So yeah, he's pretty pissed off that people is not too fond of this fight with Lamont. It could actually be a really good fight, but is the needle ain't moving for it. And he's receiving a lot of criticism. You said you heard the IBF did not want Tank. They probably didn't, because Tank don't like to fight. Tank wants to move how he wants to move. And IBF, we know that they're the strictest sanction body. IBF wants you to fight your mandatories and everything. Tank ain't trying to do none of that. Yeah, he's still growing. Yeah, he's a bigger fighter. He's still growing. Yeah. All right, man. Yeah, Frank Martin did look bad against Artem too. He did. Yeah, he's a bigger fighter. You ain't hear Bud say nothing like that, right? For as much heat as Bud get, you never heard Bud say no shit like that. He's a bigger fighter. I'm gonna need Canelo to come in to catch weight or nah, I'm come up and see him. He ain't gotta do none of that. Nah, no catch weight, nothing. Nah, I'll take him how they come. And he stood on that. He's standing on that. You know what I'm saying? He's standing on that. Like, nah, man, I ain't looking for no shortcuts from Canelo. I'm gonna fight him straight up. I make weight, he make weight. Let's see what happens. Not, oh, he's a bigger fighter and he's growing. And all this crazy weak ass shit, bro. Come on, man. We heard dude say, don't get mad at me. He said it. Don't get mad at me. Oh, you know what? The IBF do have the rehydration limit on it. The IBF do. But according to Keyshawn, I'm not sure how true it is, that he had a clause on Pedraza. Now, I'm not sure if it was the rehydration clause and it was a clause that Team Tank put on dude. But it's just a rumor, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. Speaking of Keyshawn, he got asked about fighting Tank after the fight. He pretty much said F Tank. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many times y'all want me to call this dude out? Y'all know I want to fight him. Like, I'm not about to keep chasing this guy. You know what I'm saying? I can do my thing, and you know what I'm saying? He's not about to be chasing dude. Like, Tank knows he wants to fight. Tank, you know. Do I got the clip when he said that? Let me see if I got it. I think I still got it. He's a bigger fight. He had the Bret Hart outfit on. I think I got it. That was terrible. That was terrible, man. What Spence say? You ain't fight nobody, man. You ain't fight nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man, this is what your peers think, bro. Like, you ain't fight nobody. Oh yeah, I remember this clip. Hold up. Let me see if I got it. Yeah, you gotta be careful what you say to Tank, cause you might not get the fight. I think it's this one. I think it's this one. Let's see. It's not gonna let me play it. Hold on, you guys. Yeah, that was a really good interview, though. Really good interview from the Cigar Talk with Crawford. That was a good interview. Bud said that he's gonna retire on his terms. He ain't gonna let the sport retire him. Um, he said a lot of stuff in that interview, man. He talked about quite a bit. He talked about the whole Spence thing and how they drew up some streets and we heard that story before. They drew up some streets, but Tank and Bud been kind of beefing for like years. Like Tank seemed even years ago. Tank just never liked Crawford for whatever reason, and really now this is Crawford really first time on video really addressing Tank in any kind of way, like, and more so somewhat of a negative, you know, more of a negative like I just don't like dude. Great fighter, he's respected and stuff. He's a good fighter, but nah, man, I don't rock with Buddy like that. Tank said that people want to see him lose. I don't think that's the case at all. I don't want to see Tank lose. I want to see him fight one of the top fighters and let's see what happens. I don't necessarily want to see any fighter lose. You know what I'm saying? But he thinks a lot of people want to see him lose. Maybe there are a lot of people out there that just want to see him lose, but I don't necessarily want to see a guy lose. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I do remember this one. Wait, let me see. Y'all hit that like button for your boy, man. Tank and Terence, man. Still going at it. I think this is the clip, but I'm not sure. Let me see. Maybe it's this one. Let's see. Nah, it ain't gonna work right now. Yeah, sorry about that. It ain't gonna work right now. Yeah, we want to see him challenge. That's it. I mean, Lamont Roach could very well be a challenge, but in most people's eyes, it's not gonna be a challenge, bro. You bringing up a guy that never fought at 35. Even though Lamont, in actuality, may be a naturally bigger guy, um, he's still able to make 30. I'm not quite sure if, well, Tank hasn't fought at 30 in a while, but The standard for Tank is different. You know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather ain't there no more to kind of protect him. Um, and now we ready to see what Tank can really do. You know what I'm saying? But that's never gonna happen if he's talking about retiring. Yeah, Tank. Yeah, I guess he apparently deleted that tweet of him calling Najee and Bud raccoons. But his boy Ray Jackson, the one that kind of found it and popped it up. So I just shared it with you guys. This is what he apparently said in regards to hearing that interview from Crawford. You said who was my favorite boxer? I got like about 5 guys. Wilder's one of them, but he's on a he's on a downslide. He's on the tail end. Lara's one of them. Lomachenko, Keyshawn, and Bud. Those are my favorite guys right now. You said I want to see him lose. Get the cowards out of boxing. What's up, Grindhard Sports Nation? Salute to everybody in the building, man. Hit that like button for your boy. Yeah, man. It's gonna be interesting fights this weekend as well. There's gonna be a lot going on this weekend. A lot of storylines is gonna develop depending on how this weekend plays out. This super card we got coming up. I seen a video from DAZN where they was testing the fighters that's on the cards reaction test, and the only guys that really did well was Bivol, Shakur, Kabiev, and Mijamov did the best. Mijamov reaction, yeah, he got them all. Everybody else missed one or two, or all of them. I think who missed all of them? I think I forgot who missed all of them. It was a little test that they was on the zone. You go on the zones on any social media, you'll see it. And Mijamov is a motherfucker, man. He's one of those dudes that can do a lot of shit. Like he caught all of them. You know what I'm saying? He got good reaction time, just good overall. Just Mijamov is a guy that's pretty capable, in my opinion. Not just boxing, but capable. You know what I'm saying? Like if it was a situation to where it was a fight, you know what I'm saying? Mijamov is the guy you want on your side for sure. You said show Shakur grip strength. Now I didn't see that one. I didn't get to watch that. I just saw that video, but I didn't click on it. Shakur grip strength probably pretty bad, man. His hands is terrible. And this is why I said for Shakur going into that fight this weekend, people got kind of mad at me, but I'm just looking at it like this, bro. Like, Shakur's super talented, one of the best. I got to kind of put that disclaimer out there so people won't get in their feelings. Shakur's extremely talented, probably one of the best defensive fighters you ever see. But right now, Shakur is going through something in his career. You know what I'm saying? He's going through something with himself mentally. You know what I'm saying? His hands, his main moneymaker, his first line of defense is seemingly damaged. How will it hold up in this fight and fights on after? You know what I'm saying? That's huge. So we got to see if he can overcome not only Floyd Schofield this weekend, but this problem with his hands. And if his grip strength is kind of like lacking, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's a video of the fighters testing their reaction time. Bivol phenomenal. You know, Shakur, Ajit, Mijamov was good. Mijamov was great, actually. And then I didn't see the grip strength video. I would assume Better Beef did horrible on a reaction test, but I would imagine his grip strength is like a fucking gorilla. You said Mijamov going to sleep Saturday. Against who? Virgil probably gonna get his head beat in, man. Mijamov gonna probably beat his head in. I can't wait to see that fight. That's a good fight, man. All these fights are really great fights. You can't miss it. You can't miss this card at all. Mijamov, Virgil, I don't know who gonna win, but I'm leaning towards. I don't know, man. Virgil didn't necessarily look great in his last fight. Arguably lost, right? Was that his last fight against Boachuk? Yeah, man. Arguably lost that fight, bro. Mijamov, I don't know. Mijamov gonna be tough. You said Virgil lost. Yeah, I mean, I think he got a gift against old boy. He got knocked down and everything, right? Yeah, man. Like, nah, man. We got to see how you look against me, Jamal. That's a good fight. I can't wait to see that one. You said they go rob Israel. They might. Israel got to make it look really, 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 really glaringly obvious that he beat the shit out of Virgil, or better, or at the very least stop him. Cause they go rob Jamal for sure. If it's close or competitive, they gonna give it to Virgil for sure. Oscar's not gonna let that happen. You said the upset of the night will be Kid Austin beating Shakur. Holy shit! I don't know, man. That'll definitely be a huge upset. I'm not overlooking Schofield, but and I know Shakur isn't. That's an interesting fight, man. I think the biggest thing for Shakur is his hands in that fight. I'm not necessarily sure. Schofield is an obstacle, of course, he's going to have to overcome, but his mental block with letting his hands go and him worrying about his hands breaking and stuff like that, I think that's a whole fight within itself. You said Mijaman would totally outclass Virgil. Yeah, that's why Boots should have fought him. Boots, yeah, yeah. Boots still at 47. You know what I'm saying? And he got a fight coming up with Stanionis. You know, I don't know, man. It's been really quiet on a Boots and his thing ever since his last fight. The talks of Boots and Crawford. You know, I think that helped Boots in his popularity by his name being attached to Crawford's name. But now people kind of detach that name from Crawford's name, and now Boots got to kind of go out there and do his own thing. Um, he gonna have to look good against Stanionis, bro. Like really, really good. That's just what it is. That's just the standard. Boots is gonna have to look good against this guy. Really good, despite Stanionis being undefeated, despite him being a champion and all that as well. The expectations for Drawing Ennis is gonna be very high. He's going to have to look good in this fight, man, because he didn't look good in this last one. So if he goes out and put up two bad performances, that's not gonna be good. You said nobody checking for Boots? Nah, because they was gonna hop on his bandwagon, but they hop right off real fast, man. That's kind of dirty. Oh yeah, I'm glad y'all said something about that snack ped situation. I didn't get to mention it in the video, but I guess the Schofield said that Shakur is the only fighter that never really like he ain't with the WBC program. Then they show like WBC tends to congratulate all the fighters that complete the program. Shakur never was mentioned at all, ever, like throughout his whole, like, ever. So that's just something they brought up, and they insinuate that Shakur's on PEDs now, I guess. You know what I'm saying? This is just what people are insinuating. You said, does Boots' chin hold up against Virgil's firepower? Virgil do got some power. He got what? Damn near all his wins by knockout, right? I don't know, man. Virgil's a really good game fighter, though. Really fun to watch. Good fun action style. Um, it's gonna be that fight. I mean, I don't know, bro. It's all those fights to me is like main events. Like each and every last one of them could be a main event fight. I don't necessarily know who's gonna win. I can only assume. That's how great this card is. You don't really know truly who's gonna win. You can only take your pick. But deep down, you don't know who will win these fights for real, for real. Yeah, they saying Shakur's on PDs and stuff, and he's with the snack and all that. You said Mijamov's chin won't hold up. Y'all hit that like button for your boy. We go see. Mijamov seems to be pretty tough and resilient to me. You said Jamal gonna beat his head in. Virgil has trash defense. Yeah, his defense is lacking. He will have to tighten it up against Jamal. You said Stanionis is a punching bag. Man, we haven't seen Stanionis in a minute, dude. A minute. I mean, Boots gonna go do his thing and collect his belts. You know, cement it. Put some stamp on his legacy. Unified champion. So go ahead and do your thing. But you got to revisit certain situations like Virgil and stuff. That's not people. People didn't forget that. People not gonna forget that, man. Yeah, yeah. Reynoso had 5 fighters in his camp that tested positive, but they got the nerve to talk about snack program and Victor Conte. You said new narrative. Virgil beat Israel better than Blood. Oh yeah, if Virgil gets the job done against Israel, and he kind of looks good doing it. Oh man, they're gonna be comparing. This is what Oscar wants too. They're gonna be comparing the performances. Oh well, yeah, he beat him better than Crawford did, and all that. That's what they go do. That's what they go do. But I'm looking forward to the Crawford Canelo fight. Looking forward to it. Crawford seems to be super confident in the fight. This is what greats are made of, man. This is how you show the world. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad we got a fighter out here really willing to take a chance. High risk, high reward. What did Floyd Mayweather used to say? Low risk, high reward. Where Crawford said high risk, high reward. You know what I'm saying? And speaking of Floyd, they brought up Floyd in the interview. For those who didn't watch it, and Neji asked him, "Have you ever sized up Floyd? Like I could beat him and all that?" He said he never looked at Floyd that way. He never thought about he could beat Floyd or anything like that. He looks up to Floyd. Floyd's like a mentor to him. He calls him, check up on his family and everything. That's like big bro. So he never like thought about. He said he don't necessarily think that way. Like I can just beat this dude and all that. Now when I'm wrestling guys, shit, that's different. But me actually like fighting a guy and beating him up and somebody, nah, I don't really think like that. So Crawford, despite some of the things fans been saying, the fantasy fight between the two, Crawford himself never even thought about fighting a Floyd Mayweather or how hypothetically how that would play out. That's not even something that crossed his mind. Okay, it's Najee. Okay, it's Najee. Okay. You said Canelo was old. Canelo younger than Crawford. Canelo's younger than Crawford. There's really literally no excuses if Crawford beats Canelo. There's literally nothing nobody could say. Only thing I could think of that they could possibly say, and it all depends on how that fight with Skull plays out. Oh well, Skull kind of already beat him up a little bit before he got into the fight with Crawford. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing they could say. So in other words, he'll be having a fight to kind of get him sharp and ready before Crawford and everything. Crawford just going right into the fight with Canelo. I think the Mean Machine punch, that punch never was official knockdown. Like Crawford never had the standing 8 count or no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So like we never really saw that with Crawford. You know what I'm saying? You could say the fight was a knockdown, but was it officially a knockdown? Nah, officially he has never been down, bro. Officially. You know what I'm saying? Officially on like he's never 1, 2, 3. And he over there complaining to the ref, "Hey, I'm not hurt." Nah, we never saw that. We ain't never saw that, bro. You know what I'm saying? So officially Crawford never been down. That's one thing they never really say. But I guess the I mean not the Jamal, but the Mean Machine fight, I guess in people's eyes that was a knockdown. Was it a knockdown to me? Yeah and no. Because he hit Bud, and then they kind of was tussling a little bit, and then old boy kind of like wiggled him down a little bit, and then Bud kind of fell to his knees. So I mean, I guess you could say it was a knockdown, but officially it is not considered a knockdown. So it never happened. He's been down, but it's officially never happened. So that's just how it goes. You said at least Booth fight for 2 or 3 belts. Is Virgil? Yeah, Virgil ain't did none of that. You right. He got out of the WBO and yeah, Virgil ain't never. Yeah, but they said Virgil was a champion though, and he wiggled him down, man. He wiggled him down. It don't matter though. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was a knockdown or not, it don't matter. Canelo's not gonna do it. So, and that's the last time we gonna see that happen. Crawford was fighting kind of reckless in that fight. I ain't gonna lie. Watching it live, I remember I'm like, man, what is he doing? Why is he fighting this dude like this? Like he was trying to prove something. He ain't gonna be doing that against Canelo. He ain't gonna be doing none of that against Canelo. Canelo's gonna get outclassed though. Canelo's gonna get his ass boxed, his socks boxed off. Watch what happens. Crawford is a bad, bad fight for Canelo. Yeah, Crawford broke Mean Machine's spirit. Mean Machine had a lot of fighting spirit going into that fight, man. Bud had to beat it out of the guy. You know, he had to beat it out of him. You know what I'm saying? Dude was coming to win. He wasn't coming to lay down. He didn't come to lose at all. So I ain't got nothing bad to say about Mean Machine. He put up a great performance against Crawford. He did a really good job. He did a lot better than some of the guys that was quote unquote the champions and these pound for pound guys. He did a lot better than some of those dudes. He did better than Spence. You know what I'm saying? Strange enough, right? And I don't mean to put race in it, but the 3 white dudes gave Crawford is damn near his hardest fights, bro. The Postal, Meatloaf. I'm not gonna say they was his hardest fights, but they gave him tougher, seemingly tougher challenges than fucking like Spence and Kell Brook and all these other dudes that was, you know, big name guys. You know what I'm saying? The Postals, the Meat Moms, and the Mean Machines. Those type of dudes. That's why you can never overlook any opponent. Actually, Bud said Mean Machine was his toughest fight. Didn't he say that? Like Mean Machine was his toughest. Yeah, dude came to and he wasn't laying down. Yeah, the Europeans gave Bud his hardest fights, bro. Strange enough. He said Bud knocked out all the brothers. Yeah, he did, ain't it? Yeah, like I told you guys, I heard about Mean Machine prior to him fighting Crawford. Man, Mean Machine was wrecking shit. Like he'll be the dude that be coming to your camp for sparring, or he was destroying guys, bro. They say Mean Machine is a motherfucker. I would assume he's kind of passing it now, but at that particular time, Mean Machine was a motherfucker. And if you look at him, dude's in phenomenal shape too. Phenomenal shape, strong looking guy. I mean, we not overhyping Mean Machine, but we got to get a guy credit, bro. We know we ain't gonna shit on dude that put up a good performance against a guy like Crawford. Oh yeah, you guys hyping up Mean Machine. I mean, he put up a good performance. We don't shit on guys who go out there and put it on the line, bro. Against guys that's considered the best. He put up a great performance against Terence Crawford. Yeah, he lost, but he fought with a lot of fucking heart, and he made Bud work for that. Bud had to like, okay, I had to get this dude out of here. So salute to fucking Mean Machine. I ain't about to be doing that. And salute to Avocado. What they call him? David Avarizian. Salute to those guys, man. Salute to those dudes, man. Because they stepped up a lot quicker than some of the big name fighters that we've been talking about for years. They stepped up quick. No hesitation. All right, I'll fight them. Those are guys you can call when it's time for war. Those type of fighters. Yeah, the tough unknown guys, G man. That's what I'm saying, man. Names and stuff is cool but sometimes it's that tough unknown fighter with nothing to lose that nobody's paying attention to that you gotta watch out for. We acknowledge these things over here on Bushido Boxing, bro. We don't just go off popularity points. We go off of like merit. Like guys like Bakaram could be extremely dangerous probably for most guys. Guess what? He's not a big name though. Salute to Hollow Ninja for a super chat. He says Punch Drunk said that Virgil will expose Crawford by beating Mijimov. Then if Mijimov wins, he won't make videos proving Bud right. What a sore loser. Of course not. Of course not, man. These guys, bro, they got like this crazy agenda. If Virgil looks good against Mijimov, then salute to Virgil, man. Mijimov, I think, is a really game tough fighter. And we're going to learn a lot about Mijimov in this fight as well. Because Crawford was a huge step up test for a guy like Mijimov, and I thought he did very well. We gonna see how Virgil looks though. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of guys like Punch Drunk and whatever go to say, well, Virgil did better against me, Jamal. Virgil beats Crawford. Crawford was ducking Virgil. Even though Crawford's about to go up and fight arguably one of the greatest Mexican fighters of all time in Canelo Alvarez. Okay, cool. But Virgil hasn't touched the world title yet or did anything of the sort. Okay, cool. And they kind of low key bamboozle Boots, but we're not gonna beat on that horse too much. They bamboozled that situation. You know what I'm saying? They knew Boots was coming off. Yeah, perfect timing for them dudes. It's the game. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna see how he looks in this fight with because he didn't fucking look too great. And in my opinion, Virgil hasn't looked good in a little minute. So yeah, beating him is one thing. How you look doing it is another. And Virgil ain't been looking good at 54. He arguably lost against Boachuk. You said Punch Drunk was happy celebrating when he thought Canelo was fighting Jake. Of course because he's a hater, bro. He's a hater, bro. Yeah, them unknown dudes be tough, bro. Them unknown dudes be tough, man. Y'all hit that like button for your boy, man. Terence Crawford says that Tank Davis will never, ever move up to 154 pounds. And if he was to fight at 47, he'll have to pick his opponent. And I think a lot of people would agree. So it's up to Tank Davis to show everybody, like, look, man, I would do some shit like this. You know what I'm saying? And I will go after the best guy at that weight class. You know what I'm saying? Like when Boyd first moved to 47, what was he talking about? Keith Thurman, Errol Spence, the top guys. As soon as he moved up there, that's what he wanted. The best dudes. We don't never hear Tank talk like that, bro. There's so many options for Tank Davis. It's not even funny. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Jay Beezy? Salute, bro. Cerebral salute. Karen Kukuchyan is arguably one of the best fighters at 47, man. We gotta see Karen fight somebody else now. You know what I'm saying? We gotta stop downplaying some of these more lesser popular guys and just start acknowledging that some of them could possibly beat some of these popular guys. Kukuchyan is a guy that probably always give John Ennis a hard time. And he has a really good style with a really pretty high fight IQ. I think Karen Kukuchyan trying to give anybody at 47 a tough fight. And he's one of the few guys that's willing to fight Boots not once but twice. You got to put some respect on that. Got to put some respect on that. You said Karen versus Blair? Karen wins. Blair is good, but his IQ, I think Karen's a smarter fighter. Hold on 1 second, guys. All right. Oh yeah, I forgot about Brian Norman. Yeah, even Brian Norman questioned Tank's opposition and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody asked, it was on Fight Hype. They asked Norman about Tank, and he said the same thing everybody else been saying. Like, how you go turn down this guy and say he ain't did nothing, but then you turn around and fight this guy? Talking about Lamont Roach. He said, so what did he do that this guy didn't do? Like, he's pretty much saying the same thing that fans are saying. So it's not just like Bushido boxing a hater. No, this is what a lot of guys in boxing is saying. You go in the comment sections on Twitter, on X, where people speak a lot more freely than any other social media platform. The fans are speaking. Yeah, I'm a Tank fan, but even I got a question like, why is, oh, dude's a fraud. Why ain't you fighting this guy? Why ain't you fighting that guy? Why you fighting Lamont Roach? This is what people are saying, bro. You said Karen garbage. You said Boost be looking for a highlight reel instead of locking in and being focused. Man, that sounds crazy as hell. They say Karen garbage. Well, if that's the case, Errol Spence is garbage, bro. And so is Jamel Charlo. He garbage too. Because he went up in there and laid the fuck down, and Spence went up in there and got beat the fuck up after a 5-year build-up. They trash too. How does that sound? I will never fix my mouth to say a guy like Karen Chukhadzhian trash, bro. That sounds crazy. Come on, B-House Promotions, bro. This is a guy who stepped up to fight the fucking boogeyman, the self-proclaimed boogeyman, not once but twice. With no qualms about it, no fear involved at all. He was all about the shit. Salute to Karen Chukhadzhian. He gets respect over here from me. Susan Hollow Ninja for the super chat. He says, when Bud goes in there and beats Canelo, even in great fashion, showbiz, especially showbiz, Punch Drunk, IBFP are all going to downplay Bud's win. And I can't wait to see him do it. I can't wait to see what they got to say. Guys like showbiz, there's a lot of people that don't think Bud's going to win that fight, bro. Guys like Gilly the Kid, guys that, think Bud's going to lose against Canelo. Like, a lot of people think Bud ain't going. I think it's more people that think he's not going to win than actually thinks he's going to win. And I think that's what excites him. That's what excites him. You know what I'm saying? That's the fact that nobody thinks I can do it. I can't wait to show him that I can. I can't wait to see if he can do it. I look forward to stuff like this. And I don't mean Spence is trash for real. I like Spence. I'm just saying. Like, how we gonna call Karen Chukhadzhian garbage, bro? That sounds crazy. So if he's garbage, then what is Boots? You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, Boxing Ego is a Bud hater all of a sudden. I don't know. Boxing Ego completely flipped the script though. Ego completely flipped the script. He seems to be pro Ryan and all that now. You said Gilly a snake. I think Gilly, I don't think he a snake. I think he's just being honest how he feels about the fight. So I think Gilly's just an honest sports fan. A little bit biased with Philly, but of course he's from Philly. So, but yeah, he think Canelo's gonna win the fight. You said Shigo, yeah, Ego, man. I don't know, man. Bud Crawford gonna have to beat Canelo from pillar to post. Like I told you guys, I think his toughest obstacle in that fight is the politics. I think that's his biggest obstacle to overcome. He's gonna have to really put up a performance to where they cannot deny him the victory if he don't get the KO. You said Gilly speaking facts. We gonna see. Because these same people were saying that Spence was gonna beat dude. Guys like me been telling y'all for years, nah, he can't beat dude. And then we saw what happened. He gets in there with Canelo Alvarez and washes dude. Actually, realistically, Crawford is if Crawford was a natural middleweight fighter, terrible matchup for Canelo Alvarez. Hold on real quick, you guys. Yeah. Y'all hit that like button for your boy, man.
Fighters will want because it's a high risk, high reward type of fight.
That's a fact.
You know, you put yourself out there. You know, you roll the dice. You come out on top. Look at everything that's gonna happen after that. You one of the top 5 fighters in the world ever. Probably.
That's what I was gonna ask you. Where you rank it? Because I put that on Twitter. I said if you beat Canelo, I put you in my top 5 ever. Because that's a crazy. Would you rank it that top 5?
I would definitely rank it top 5, just off the strength that I'm really moving up 3 weight classes.
You know, because you just got the 54, yeah. So it's big.
I'm really, in all reality, I'm moving up 3 weight classes. But we can say I'm moving up 2 weight classes, fighting arguably one of the best Mexicans that ever.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
If not one, number 2.
You know, and his weight, no rehydration clause, no nothing. You just fighting him at his best.
Yeah.
You know, you're not putting no stipulations in it. It's mano against mano. You make weight on Friday, I'll make weight on Friday. We fight on Saturday. It's simple.
Right. That's crazy. That's
you know?
crazy. I know when I said it on Twitter, it went viral when I said the top 5 thing. A lot of people agreed. A lot of people disagreed. Tank said I was a meat lover. He came in like, oh, this guy, you a meat lover.
But Tank would never even think about hesitating to come up to 154.
All right, what about 47 though?
Yes, if he get to pick his opponent. If Tank get to pick his opponent, he would do it. But Tank would never come from 35 to 54.
Yep, he'll never do it. Never do it, man. Yep, never do it, man. Yeah, rolling the dice, man. Crawford's rolling the dice with this Canelo fight. High risk, high reward. He's putting everything on the line. The final battle. You know what I'm saying? The final battle. I'm moving up 2 or 3 weight classes to see, dude. Arguably the most popular Mexican fighter of all time. Arguably one of the greatest Mexican fighters of all time. One of the best fighters in boxing. One of the most accomplished in boxing. And I'm coming up to see him. You said Tank small for 35? Well, he should go back down to 30 then, man. Instead of pulling up guys from 30 to 35. Because realistically, and I'm happy for Lamont Roach to get the opportunity, but what, you know what I'm saying? What has he done at 35 to get a shot at Tank? He got selected, that's all. He got picked. He got picked. Yeah, that's a lot of weight class, a lot of big jump in weight for. It is a big jump, for sure. It's a big jump. You know what I'm saying? But the weight may not play too much of a factor. I think Canelo is a more sturdy guy. He's been at the weight longer, but I think skills go really pay the bills in this one. As long as Bud don't put on too much muscle, you know what I'm saying? Don't put on too much muscle or nothing like that, and don't come in too heavy. I think he'll be all right. You said just like Bud won't go to 147. He's picking arguably the best guy in boxing you could pick. He didn't go after, you know what I'm saying? A guy in a smaller weight class. He going after Canelo. Canelo, who was a fighter that even when you beat him, you still might lose. And he talked about in the interview, he also talked about people saying that he's looking to just to cash out and all that. He spoke about all that stuff in his interview. He said, man, he already had money. You know what I'm saying? He already got money. He's really good with his money. But this is a legacy thing. You know what I'm saying? This is a thing to shut up all the critics and all the doubters and to see what will they have to say now. You know what I'm saying? This is what really excites this guy. It's just shutting people up and proving haters wrong. And he always finds himself in these situations no matter what. So this is just something that he thrives. You know, Crawford, he's been like, this probably been happening to him his whole life. You know what I'm saying? People just doubting him his whole career, you know. Who is this dude, this skinny dude from Omaha, Nebraska? Ain't nobody in Omaha, Nebraska could fight for real, for real. He's been hearing that shit his whole life, bro. And now he's at the point where he's in the final battle with Canelo, and now they saying he can't do that either. So I think he's going to overcome this as well. Hey, there was an interview for the interview haters, Sonny. Definitely was an interview for the interview haters, internet haters, for sure. Oh, he also spoke about the, I'm kind of paraphrasing, but he mentioned something about, you know, back in the day when everybody was pocket watching, back when PBC was thriving, Spence was the man, and Sean Porter was champ, keeping all that. They was pocket watching. He said he was making more money than all those dudes with Top Rank, because, you know, people question why he signed with Top Rank. He said, well, that's just, at that time, Top Rank was the best move for him, and he was getting paid very well from Top Rank, more than those guys. You know what I'm saying? More than what PPC fighters was getting paid. This is what Bud said. He said he was getting paid more than those dudes. You know what I'm saying? He was getting a good guarantee from over there, and he was making good money. You know what I'm saying? But everybody said, oh, yeah, that was in a bad businessman. And he said, oh, well, look at me now. Am I a bad businessman now? Because, you know, that was a narrative that Bud was a horrible businessman and all this stuff. But look how everything played out for dude. You know what I'm saying? He cool with Turk. He said, Turkey said, what Turkey say? He said, Bud is Turkey's favorite fighter. You know what I'm saying? Turkey's favorite fighter is Terence Crawford. So, yeah. Bud got a good relationship with Turk. You know what I'm saying? Turk got the money. Turk can make things happen, and yeah, it's going to work out. You know what I'm saying? It took Bud a long time to get here, he said, but he finally here. And he did it his way. So, at the end of the day, you know, it worked out for dude. Because we talked about all this stuff over the years, and it wasn't looking good for Bud a lot of the times. It wasn't looking good for him. It wasn't looking like he was going to get any of the big fights. It was looking like Top Rank and them was going to try to shelf him, and looking like guys on PBC was trying to freeze him out. And there was a lot of shit going on, man. We talked about all of this stuff, and now look where we at now. Now he's about to be on the cusp of getting arguably the biggest fight of his career, and it's going to be probably one of the biggest fights in boxing history. One of the biggest. What's up, Basket Rock? Salute from Omaha, Nebraska, man. Hey, you said God made a way for Bud. Can't like, hey, ain't it? He made a way for dude, bro. Because boxing isn't tough, man. You could be skilled all you want to and good all you want to, but you got to get through the politics. And there's a lot of shit you got to get through in boxing, not just fighting. He was able to overcome all of it. He was a sparring partner. This is a guy that was a sparring partner. You know what I'm saying? Who was a sparring partner. Yeah, Turkey changed the game, man. A lot of the guys that was pro Al Heyman don't like Turkey. I think everybody else pretty much likes Turkey, though. You know what I'm saying? They see what he's doing. They see him as being good for the sport overall. But the guys that was very pro Al Heyman do not like Turkey. That's what I noticed. Yeah, Bud was in a movie and a video game. Yeah, he was, ain't it? Bud doing his thing out here, man. Should be interesting to see how this plays out. Tank and Bud, they go always probably go back and forth as long as they both active fighters for whatever reason. Um, Tank Davis said, "Link up." You know, I ain't gonna have no security with me in New York. Link up. So yeah, Tank talking about pull up and all that, but he really gets really gangster with the bigger guys, and guys that's way out of his weight class. He gets really gangster with fans on social media. But when guys like close around to his weight class, the guys that he can really fight, that's not the same energy. There's a lot of dismissive nature comes into play, but we gonna see, man. We gonna see. Hopefully, Tank changes his tone a little bit. Hopefully, the criticism from fans and fans want Tank to really fight somebody that we really care about. Hopefully that changes too. But like I said, man, we can't overlook Lamont Roach. You know, Lamont Roach seems to be kind of upset at the fact that he just simply getting overlooked in this. Real boxing people know that Lamont Roach is a really good opponent. He's just not the biggest name opponent, and that's just kind of what that is. But I expect Lamont Roach to give it his all in that fight. I'm not sure if he's win. I'm rooting for him, but I'm not sure if he's going to win the fight because Tank Davis is really fucking good. So we go see how that plays out. But as far as everything else, man, I want to see Tank take the sport by the horns, like I said before. I want to see him go conquer these weight classes. I want to see him go beat up, at the very least, unify 135 while it's hot. You know what I'm saying? At the very least, that's what I want to see from Tank Davis. Everything else is whatever. But yeah, man, Terence Crawford says that Tank Davis will never, ever, ever, in my Chris Jericho voice, move up to 154 pounds. Salute to everybody in the building. Thank you guys for joining the live stream this morning. Salute to everybody that donated to the dojo this morning. I love you, Mom. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.